Hi, my name is Matthew Bellisario. Welcome to the BellisarioSonic YouTube channel from the heart of the Deep South on the outskirts of Birmingham, Alabama, where we talk about music, records, do record reviews, interviews, and much more. On this channel, you're probably going to learn about a lot of different artists that you probably wouldn't hear about on other vinyl channels. I do a lot of record reviews on new releases, especially jazz releases. Today, I have a needle drop review on this album by Avishai Cohen. Wonderful bass player, originally from Israel, is an amazing and phenomenal musician and composer. Downbeat says that Avishai is a jazz visionary of global proportions, and Bass Player magazine called him one of the most 100 influential bass players of the 20th century. I have been following his career for quite a while, and about a year and a half ago, I picked up a box set, which I'm going to show you briefly as we talk a little bit about his career. On this particular album, he's got some really young talent on here, including an up-and-coming drummer, Roni Kaspi, who is also from, I think, from Tel Aviv. Pianist Guy Moskovich is on here, and they're joined by saxophonist Yuval Drabkin and some others who we'll talk about. We'll take a look at all the musicians on this record. But basically, this album called Brightlight combines new compositions, standards, and reworks a couple of his older compositions. So Avishai Cohen's born in Kabri, Israel in 1970, and is over the course of his career bring the bass into the spotlight, and he has really kind of stretched the boundaries of jazz. His work has earned him a lot of different international and global recognition. He won the prestigious Miles Davis Award at the Montreux Jazz Festival in 2023. His unique compositions have been used in films and TV, and those who have followed his career will find that he moves pretty much in between all these different genres. He goes from world music, folk music, to classical, to jazz, to pop. So really talented guy. He grew up in a multicultural family whose roots were found in Spain, Greece, and Poland. And when he was growing up, music was always around the house. His mother listened to classical music and traditional music. His musical journey started when he began playing piano at 9 years old. Moved to St. Louis, Missouri with his family at 14 and continued to study the piano, but then discovered the bass guitar. And the electric bass really caught his attention, and Jaco Pastorius and Chick Corea's Return to Forever, I guess, is what kind of really caught his attention. He performed on the streets. He moved to New York City in 1992, played on the streets there, and also worked in construction to kind of get by. He attended the New School in New York City and went to school with other jazz musicians such as Brad Mehldau and Peter Bernstein, who I've done reviews on this channel of before. But then he started recording and performing with Panamanian pianist Danilo Perez's trio, and really picked up kind of some of a Latin influence there. But then really everything that changed for him came from Chick Corea. He had passed one of Chick Corea's friends a demo tape, and Chick happened to listen to it in his car and called Avishai back a few weeks later, and the rest, they say, is history. Over 6 years, he became an important part of Chick Corea's music, and he had the opportunity to compose and tour with them. And really that was kind of what launched him, I guess. This album here is brand new, hot off the press. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. We're going to drop it on. And then I'm going to show you this cool box set here. If you're interested in getting into his music, it's a pretty inexpensive way to get a lot of his music, his back catalog. So I'm going to show you that as well. But this album here is pretty cool. It's his second one with this up-and-coming drummer, Roni Kaspi, who is an amazing drummer. I think she's only like 22 or 23 years old right now. She started her musical journey when she was just 7 years old. She was immediately drawn to the drums. She went to the Thelma Yellin High School of Arts That's where she graduated from, and she received a full scholarship to Berklee College of Music, from which she just graduated in 2021. So just a little bit about her, because she's very interesting, very talented, and is not just a jazz drummer, but on this album here, she really cooks. This is a really cool record. I think you guys are gonna like this album. If you're into jazz, modern jazz, it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. We're gonna take a look at it. This is on the Naïve record label. First that I think I've purchased on this record label, so this will be interesting. I'm always, you know, excited when I come across a new jazz album on a new label that I haven't heard before, and we're gonna check this out and see what kind of sound quality is. I've been listening to this streaming, and it's been a wonderful album to listen to streaming. Looks like it's about an average jacket. Let's go ahead and open it up and take a look at what we got inside. Looks like it's a really thick inner sleeve here. Interesting. So let's go ahead and slide this out. So it's a cardboard sleeve on the inside. It's all cardboard, but you got kind of a slick outside and kind of a regular cardboard inside. I don't know if I'll leave it in that or not. I'll probably put it in this anti-static sleeve. Here's your record. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray it off with some distilled water. This album, you've got recordings at a couple of different studios. So tracks 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, and 10 were recorded at Nolento Studio in Sweden. Tracks 3, 6, 8, and 11 were recorded at Kitcha Studios in Tel Aviv, Israel. Now, one thing to know here, you've got a total of 11 tunes on this. So it's a one record set. These songs to me kind of flow into one another. So although the track titles are kind of short, it's a pretty cool listen. So I'll let you guys be the judge of that when I'll drop this on, as I always do. Onto the turntable, onto the Fluence RT85 with the Ortofon Blue, into a Shipmoney preamp, going into my Yamaha HS8 speakers. All right, so we got this cleaned off. Okay. All right, we're going to put on side A. We're going to listen to a couple of tunes, and then we'll flip it over and give you guys a listen here and see if it's something you're going to want to add to your collection. And again, I really have been enjoying this in my car, listening to this driving around. Pretty much all these compositions are his, except you have a Gershwin tune and a Litz tune and the Jimmy Van Heusen tune. So you've got all your musicians listed down here at the bottom. It's kind of hard to read. A lot of cool instruments on here though. You've got Guy Moskovich on piano, Eden Giant on piano, Roni Kaspi on drums, Noam David on drums, Yossi Beethoven on guitar, Lars Nilsson on trumpet, Hillel Salem on flugelhorn, Jacob Solerman on trombone, Ilan Salam on flutes, Yuval Drabkin on saxophone, and Jenny Nilsson is on vocals. So far, it's a pretty decent sounding record. Drums sound nice. So I would say it's a pretty good recording. It's not the deepest, doesn't have the most depth to some of the other ones I've had. It's a nice mix though. You can hear everything. The drums sound nice. The vinyl, I've heard a little bit of surface noise here and there. Nothing terrible, but it's not the quietest piece of vinyl. I've heard just a little bit here and there. Piano sounds pretty decent. So I think it's a nice sounding recording. It's not the most, it doesn't have the most depth compared to some of the other ones that I've reviewed, but it's still a nice listen. The drums sound really nice, which I like. The bass sounds pretty good. I'd like to have a little bit more punch on the bass personally. Again, just my own preference. I like to hear that bass a little more. It's just such great playing. So let me show you, if you're interested in checking out his catalog, this is still a good buy. You can get this for under $100. And it's like 6 albums, 6 records. And it goes, basically it's his whole back catalog, just about all of the greatest hits. What he did was took I guess greatest hits you can call it, but what he took is a poll of his fans and their favorite songs, and he basically put them on these 6 records. Again, you can get it for around $100. Last I looked. Nice hard case here. They come in like sleeves like this with all the song information on them. But I put them into these Hudson Hi-Fi sleeves. So that's how I have them in the box, is they're all in the Hudson Hi-Fi sleeves in between those. Great intense playing on this record, but this right here is a poster that comes with the box set. And it does come with a little hardback book that sits in the bottom of the box. And just some descriptions of the songs. Little write-ups. So, pretty cool box set. If you're interested in checking out Avishai's back catalog, it's a nice way to do it, because you can pick up a lot of music at a pretty good, reasonable price. And the pressings are pretty decent, you know. And they come on, the actual vinyl again comes on like a gold vinyl. So, something to check out if you're interested in checking out his music. And that's the box set. So I would say it's almost a mix of contemporary jazz with kind of a world sound to it. And again, a lot of cool mixture of instruments and textures and things going on. So this was mixed and mastered by Lars Nilsson and Jor Hallgren at Nilento Studios. So again, there's been a little surface noise here and there. Nothing I would send back or anything so far. So Avishai actually created his own record label called Razdaz Records. And that's what this album here, limited edition box set, is on the Razdaz Naïve label. This looks like it was made in France. Not sure what pressing plant they used. Guitar sounds nice. Bass starting to pop. You hear some of the really cool bass playing by Avishai here. Pretty cool. So they're kind of short tunes. To me, they kind of flow into one another nicely. So what I'm going to do is flip it over. Kind of have an idea of what the first side sounds like. But the tracks do vary from track to track, so it's kind of a nice listen. It's something that's engaging, something you have to go back and you hear something new every time. So I'm digging it. It's let's see, I'm gonna flip it over. So far the record's flat. You know, I've had a little surface noise on it. I can clean it off again. Most of the time, you know, I just wipe these off with distilled water, and that seems to be fine on most records. Sometimes the other ones you got to clean a little bit more than others. Listen to her drumming, though. Her drumming's just fantastic on this album. Straight ahead kind of jazz tune here called Ronnie Swing. Yeah, cool album. So again, this is a second record that Avishai has done with Roni Kaspi on drums. So I hope that this is going to be a continuing relationship for sure. So far, I think Avishai's released 21 albums as a leader. He's been a sideman for, again, Chick Corea. He's played with Amos Hoffman as a sideman, which if you guys remember, I did a full review and interview with him, or an interview will be coming up Sunday with him, but I reviewed his record. His recent record on the JoJo label. Avishai's actually played with him. Kurt Rosenwinkel he's played with, and others. Yeah, nice. It's great, just a great album. I mean, I'm really digging it. Again, I would say for sound quality, it's a nice mix. It does have a nice warm sound to it, but it doesn't have quite as much depth and resonance as some of the others that I've reviewed. So I've just, you know, that's my opinion. But it's a nice sound and recording. I think you're going to enjoy listening to it. Musically, it's unbelievable, fantastic. So I'm really digging it. And the pressing, I've had a little bit of noise here and there on it. So I'm going to give it another cleaning. A lot of different textures, a lot of different, you know, tempos, rhythm changes, different things going on the record. So I think it really is a nice listen. It's to me, it's engaging. It's something you can keep listening to over and over again. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of different instruments. Keeps things interesting. All right, go check it out, folks. Go have a listen to it online. Avishai Cohen's Brightlight album, brand new 2024, hot off the press. A lot of great playing, a lot of wonderful talent. All right, we'll see you on the next video. Happy listening to all y'all out there. Take care. A lot more reviews coming up.